Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. My name is Sister Nicolette Hodge. I am a prophetess, standing with and representing Master Suleiman, the messenger of the covenant, the breaker of the seven seals, and the self-taught one. He is the crusher. Welcome, brothers and sisters. Today we're going to speak about the shock of the hour, also known as the Abomination of Desolation. We are undergoing a severe case of identity theft by the false Jews. They are slandering our name and defaming our character, along with stealing our identity and claiming that they are God's people. We are God's chosen people. We are the true seed of Abraham. We are the true Jews. Today we're going to speak about the Abomination of Desolation. However, we're going to speak about the spark to the Abomination of Desolation, which is the sign of Jonah. This is the only sign given to this wicked generation. This sign of Jonah is also the sign that Master Farad Muhammad is waiting on to start the war over in the Middle East. The war in the Middle East is the war that causes the Abomination of Desolation, and we'll get into the details of that. And then we're going to speak about how the Abomination of Desolation leads to famine. We're going to focus on those three subjects right there today. Now, there's other events that happen or that is to take place after famine. However, we're going to focus on the events leading up to famine. Now, brothers and sisters, understand that the Holocaust is the reason for everything that's going on right now. The Holocaust is our payment for our inheritance, as stated in the Abrahamic covenant. We get to return home to our land, Arabia, that we preserved for ourselves. What we went through was not slavery. Slavery is only 1%. What we went through is not a critical race theory. A theory is something that has yet to be proven. Everything that we have been through in the Holocaust is facts, and it is documented. Now, today you are celebrating this devilish, satanic, pagan holiday, and you're lying to your children about not only this holiday, but every holiday. You are instilling these lies in your children from a very young age. And you're telling them that Santa Claus is coming down a chimney, bringing them presents. You're getting drunk and participating in whatever other activities you do on Christmas. And what you need to understand, brothers and sisters, is that if they can condition us to accept lies that are so simple, if they condition us to accept, because a lot of you don't understand how lying to your children is so problematic. Oh, let them be a child, and when they get older, we'll tell them the truth. And what you don't realize is you're lying to your child their whole life, and by the time they realize that you've been lying to them, the child has already lost all respect for you as a parent, and so you're having issues with your child as far as being respectful, trusting you. And so let me make this point clear, brothers and sisters. If they can get us to accept these white lies that seem small to you in your mind, lying to your children for years on end about the Easter Bunny, about the Tooth Fairy, about Santa Claus, about Valentine's Day, you're lying to your children around the clock. They've lied. We've already started accepting these lies, and now as an adult, as a teenager and adult, when it's time to be indoctrinated with this religion, Christianity, and none of this mess can be proven, Sunniism or Hinduism, whatever your religion is, you are accepting that BS without asking any questions because you've already been conditioned to accept lies your whole life. You're accepting that slavery is all that we've been through because you're used to accepting lies your whole life. You're not even asking questions about the Holocaust, yet you know that what we went through was far more intense than any other nation on the planet. You know that even before you understood what the Holocaust was, even when you thought that what we went through was just slavery, you knew that the slavery that we went through was far more intense and unimaginable than any other nation on the planet. And so you knew that there was something deeper to slavery than what they were telling you. However, you have been conditioned to accept the lies. Because slavery does not include being raped. Slavery does not include being sodomized. Slavery does not include wiping our seed out of existence. That was Massa's goal, to completely eradicate our original seed. And Massa wanted all of his black-faced children to be the new seed, so to say. Massa sowed his seed in with ours and corrupted our nation. Now half the blacks in America are demons. And us sisters, we had to work overtime to procreate with our original man to keep our original nation in existence today. That is not slavery. That is persecution. We have been persecuted by these devils. They have dehumanized us. And so, onto this scenario with the false Jews. You need to understand that the false Jews help fund the transatlantic slave trade. They owned slave ships, they owned plantations, and they owned us as prisoners of the Holocaust. Even these pictures, they are whitewashed because we were not dressed with clothes on, and we were not presented as a family unit at any time. Our family structure was completely tore apart. So understand that any illustration that you're going to see depicting the Holocaust is all whitewashed. They stripped us down. They kept us naked so they could rape us and sodomize us whenever they felt like it. The house Negroes got to wear clothes and shoes. Understand that these false Jews had a direct hand in the Holocaust. 400 plus years of enslavement and affliction. No one else on the planet has been through this, brothers and sisters. And so, understand our history, brothers and sisters, because they are lying about what they did to us. And they do not want you to know, these false Jews are hiding the fact that they had a direct hand in putting us through the Holocaust. The Holocaust is our complete experience. All right, brothers and sisters, we're going to get right into the presentation for today. One moment. All right, brothers and sisters, we're going to go all the way back to 1914 when Master Farad Muhammad came to North America to find us. He then raised up one from among us, Elijah Muhammad, as the messenger. The messenger is just that, a messenger. He came with a message to the black man. All right, that should tell you quite a bit of information right there. He came with a message to the black man, not the Oriental man, not the Native American man, not the Latino man, not the Mexican man, and definitely not the devil. The message is simple and clear. Elijah Muhammad preached a message of unity. He preached complete and total separation. He taught that we're living out Exodus, which means exit, and that we will return home to our promised land, Arabia, which is the holy city Mecca. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that there is one to come after him, and that one is God himself. The messenger of the covenant is the one to come after Elijah Muhammad, Master Suleiman. He is the one to fulfill the Abrahamic covenant, certify us, and lead us home to the promised land. He is Joshua. He is also Daniel. He is also Jonah. Understand that everything lines up, brothers and sisters. Everything is mathematically lining up with the sequence of events and the time frames here. The messenger was raised up in the 1930s, and he reigned for 40 years until 1975, when he departed. He did not pass away, he was taken. However, let me back up real quick, because the messenger came in the 1930s, and he preached that we are the true seed of Abraham, that we are God's chosen people. From the 1930s until 1975, Elijah Muhammad was on post preaching this message. He was told to preach to the chaff and the wheat, the black-faced devils within the NOI, and the Levites, the saints. He was not able to, did not have the knowledge to tell the difference. He was told to preach to the chaff, the wheat. Master Suleiman, the messenger of the covenant, is the one who would separate them. Now, the Holocaust took place in 1941 to 1945. In 1948, the Christ, Master Suleiman, was conceived, and at the same time, the Antichrist, false Israel, over in the Middle East, was conceived, both at the same time. You need to understand that for every action, there is an opposite and equal reaction. The conception of Christ, Master Suleiman, caused the reaction, which is the conception of the Antichrist. Both are opposed to each other. They are in opposition. Now, these false Jews are saying that over 2,000 years ago, because they're saying that scriptures happened in the past. Brothers and sisters, you need to understand that we are living out scriptures right now. And that's part of the great deception, is to make us think that events that have already taken place are going to happen in the future. And events that are happening right now have already happened in the past. That is the deception. You need to understand that we are living out scriptures right now. And the events that have happened in the past are clearly outlined in the Angel, which you know is Revelation, such as chapter 20, which gives a complete history of the Europeans, of them being in the Dark Ages and whatnot. And we're going to get into a detailed presentation of the history of these Europeans. However, I want to make it clear that these events are taking place right now. And what false Israel is saying is that they have been led home to the promised land. Now, they have not gone through 400 years of anything. No affliction and enslavement. They have not been raped. They have not been sodomized. They have not gone through genocide as far as their seed being raped out of existence. Their babies were not used as bait for alligator hunting. They weren't skinned and peeled alive and hair used as cushions. And so you need to understand that in 1948, when Christ was conceived, Master Suleiman, the Antichrist was conceived at the same time. Elijah Muhammad was on the scene preaching that we are the chosen people. We are the true seed of Abraham. Up until 1948, there were no other contenders for our position as inheritors of the Abrahamic covenant. And so they had to counter that narrative. They had to counter the truth that we are the true seed of Abraham. So they put the most hated of their kind, the false Jews, the lowest of their civilization, they put them on top. They established false Israel over in the Middle East. They are saying that the Abrahamic covenant is for them. The Abrahamic covenant clearly states that our land is in between the river Euphrates and the river of Egypt, Arabia. But they're saying that the promised land is Jerusalem, which is a Palestinian country. They're lying. Understand that they're saying that the Passover has taken place. The Passover is passing over us right now and has been since 2020. The plague is knocking them out like flies. We are God's people. They are the European Egyptians that the plague was sent for. However, brothers and sisters, understand that there's so many lies that is so simple for you to see. If you just look at the mathematics of what's being said, they're saying that they was led home to the promised land 2,000 years ago. Well, what were they doing showing up in the Middle East in 1948? And the Holocaust lasted from 41 to 45. And they're saying that that's the reason why they get to have our inheritance. That's why they get to sit in the Holy Land, because of an incident of them having a disagreement amongst each other. No other nation came in and enslaved them. They're doing to each other what devils do. What do we get for going through nearly 500 years of being dehumanized and persecuted? That's what you need to start asking, brothers and sisters. Just like Master Suleiman made it clear. Why are we not included in anything? Why are we not included in any scriptures? Why is there not anything that addresses our situation or our history of what we have been through? Why is there no reward cut out for us? You see what I'm saying? If they get to make a big deal about the Holocaust and sit in the Holy Land, what do we get for going through the Holocaust? Unimaginable brutalization and torture. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. From the moment we took our first breath to our last breath. And so just based on that alone, you can see that that's not adding up at all. They're making a big fuss about a prick on the finger. It's like somebody coming to you telling you they got a prick on their finger and want you to address a prick on their finger, and you don't realize that they're holding a knife behind their back that's dripping with blood because they just got finished slaughtering millions of our people. They're using this Holocaust as a smokescreen, as a distraction, as to the Holocaust. What really matters. So they can get you wrapped up into their issues. And that's another thing. They always put their BS off on us. Because the same ones who claim that they have been done wrong are the very ones who are cursing us to our face day in and day out. They're controlling our image on the TV, on the radio, on the media. They have us looking like idiots, clowns, junkies, pimps, whores. They have slandered our name and defamed our character. And then, false Jew in black skin, Louis Farrakhan, sitting in Elijah's seat, has defamed the Nation of Islam, has slandered Elijah Muhammad's name. He released a 30-minute clip a couple of days ago talking about boycott Christmas. And then in the same breath, he's saying, well, don't spend your money with devils, spend it on black and brown businesses, and develop this economic program after he has spent 42 years robbing our people blind, talking about an economic program. And then when the 42 years started coming to an end, because his 42 years are up this year. Last year, he said that he's not doing economic development. He's improving the mind, on focusing on self-improvement, which is code word for Scientology and the Dianetics, of which he has brought into the NOI. And this auditing process where you have this so-called life coach all in your business, hooking you up damn near to a lie detector, asking you all these questions, and you have to pay to keep your business private. The minute you can't pay, your business being aired out. What kind of mess is that? That's blackmail. And so understand that everything that the chief demon Louis Farrakhan is doing is to slander the name and the legacy of the Nation of Islam, Elijah Muhammad, Master Fraud Muhammad, and to defame our character. That's what these false Jews are doing, stealing our identity and throwing us under the bus, destroying us. Now, what they have done is, or what they think they're doing is, you know, they thought that they destroyed us completely. And if you think you killed somebody, it's easy to steal their identity and walk around like you're them. But what happens when that person raises up? You thought they were dead. No, they were just knocked out. And that person wakes up and stands up on their own 2 feet and exposes what it is that you have done to us. It's easy to steal our identity when we are not aware that our identity is being stolen. And then the false Jews think that they're getting away with it because they don't understand how consequence works. Consequence is taking place right now. However, you must understand that it's a certain sequence of events that must take place, or that it's been written that would take place. And so, brothers and sisters, that is what's going on with the false Jews stealing our identity. Now, in 1948, as we just discussed, was the conception of the Christ and the Antichrist. And so, this is how we certify and we prove that Master Suleiman is truly the Son of Man. You have all of these so-called leaders and divine guides and ministers and deacons and preachers. Most of them are demons. You need to understand that right off the bat. The second thing you need to understand is quite a few of them are time anchors and vipers, such as Eric Muhammad, Silas Muhammad, Ben Yahweh Ben, this clown is up there talking about he's some Hebrew Israelite and he has no clue what the scriptures mean. Everyone wants to be the big man. The person who really is the big man doesn't want to be worshipped at all. All he wants to do is get us home. And the whole thing about it is there are certain qualifications that the Son of Man must meet. You can't just pop up and say, oh, I'm the Son of Man, I'm the breaker of the seven seals. You have to meet these qualifications that certify you as the Son of Man. Brothers and sisters, you need to start understanding this so you will no longer allow yourself to be deceived. The Son of Man must be conceived in 1948. That automatically dispels Farrakhan as the Messiah. We know he is nothing but a chief demon who is disemboweled as the ballless coward he is in a wheelchair, period. The messenger never claimed that he is the Messiah. That's all these time anchors and demons calling him a messenger Messiah. He said he is a messenger coming with a message. Master Farad Muhammad said that we are his uncle and aunt. So that makes him our nephew. He is our God. Understand that he is the God of this 6,000 year time period that we are entering. Master Suleiman is the one that turns the creation over to Master Farad Muhammad. He's the one that brings balance back to creation. He shows up at certain times throughout creation to reset the balance. He's a hermit, not looking to be worshipped, not looking to be praised whatsoever. And is bringing to us a free gift, not asking for any money. Farrakhan is asking you to take care of him. Silas, Eric, all of these clowns and preachers and deacons, you go into the church, they are sucking your pockets dry and have nothing to offer you. No vision whatsoever. They keep putting this religion, shoving this religion down your throat. None of it can be proven. Keep pushing this American dream on us. Nothing can be proven. And is making you pay for your demise. Making us pay to be destroyed even further. But here the Son of Man is on the scene, the crusher, asking for nothing in return. No money, free gift. All he wants to do is get us home. And so, brothers and sisters, you have no excuse not to secure your salvation, not to secure your ticket. Master Suleiman is the door out of America. He is the Lamb. You must be registered in the Lamb's Book of Life in order to get up out of here. You cannot get to the Father unless you go through the Son. And you do that by gaining knowledge of self back, regaining our discipline through the 5 fundamental mathematical pillars of Islam, uploading our God mind, which is the angel, all 22 chapters of Revelations that have been unsealed by Master Suleiman. Farrakhan is about to be repented of by the Levites, the true followers of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad within the UNOI, within the NOI, the Nation of Islam. The Levites are about to unite. Their unity is going to expose and cast Farrakhan down and his demon followers. Understand that there is about to be a separation within the Nation of Islam. The Levites, the true followers of Honorable Elijah Muhammad, are going to cast Farrakhan and his demon followers out, and they're going to join Master Suleiman, the messenger of the covenant. The demons along with Farrakhan, the chief demon, will be thrown right back into America with their swine daddies. And they will be having their 5-month demon plague where they will go to war with Massa. A war that they will not win. Understand that Farrakhan is a false Jew. His father is Percival Clark, a Portuguese Jew that raped Farrakhan's black mother. She tried to abort him. She was not successful. She was forced to carry Massa's seed. Farrakhan is a Jew and black skin. Now he done slipped up and told on himself. Now Google Farrakhan says his father may be a Jew. You can do this on iPhone, laptop, computer. It's going to pop right up. And now he tries to play this game that some Jews are good and some Jews are not. No, all false Jews, those who call themselves Jews and are not, are the synagogue of Satan. That includes the European, Germans, Portuguese Jews, Ashkenazi Jews, Sephardic Jews, all of those devils that call themselves Jews. They are not. They are Satan. Satan is the god of this world. They control our image, our narrative. Like I explained, they have stolen our identity, slandered our name, and defamed our character, and they thought they were getting away with it. Farrakhan is about to be casted out of the Nation of Islam altogether. He has been put in place to destroy the Nation of Islam. His 42-year reign lasted from 1980 to 2022, so any day now. And this is the only sign that will be given to this wicked generation when thrones are casted down. He is the accuser of our brethren. He's constantly calling us sinful, saying that we're wicked. And he says that he is sinless. He has exalted himself above everyone that is called God. He is calling himself the Anointed One. He is undergoing a severe chastisement. He's a ballless coward. He has been disemboweled. Next is public humiliation any day now. And the last chastisement is he will be put to death, where he will be on the menu and devoured by his swine daddy. So thrones will be casted down. The accuser of our brethren, which is Farrakhan, will be removed from the Nation of Islam. All right, and the Ancient of Days did sit. The resurrected Nation of Islam, the true followers of Elijah Muhammad, joined Master Suleiman. This is the sign of Jonah, the resurrected Nation of Islam. They thought that they were keeping us down. These demons did not realize that there is only a certain time frame that was allotted for Farrakhan to sit in Elijah's seat. So the Levites joined Master Suleiman, the messenger of the covenant. This is the resurrected Nation of Islam. The Levites will be given knowledge to get through the next phase of the war, tribulations, and will be responsible for gathering the rest of our people who do not understand what's going on because this message has been blocked. Now we're doing everything we can to get this message out to our people as quickly as possible. Our brothers are diligently on the ground, city to city, giving this message to our brothers and sisters face to face. And we had gotten a lot of feedback from our people around the country, especially from our sisters. Our sisters are warrior queens, warrior goddesses. The sisters are on post at all times. And the sisters are out here so excited and fired up that they are verbally going to war with anyone that tries to stop our brothers from giving this message out. Okay, the brothers was passing out some flyers. A security guard walked up to him and told the brother that he needs to go to another location and leave. And one of our warrior queen sisters stepped in and said, We need to get this message out to our people, and you're not going to stop this brother from passing out these flyers. He is not soliciting anything, nor is he asking for any money. And that security guard cannot do anything but submit, because we coming with high pressure. We are changing this reality. This reality is low pressure. It cannot survive under the pressure of truth. Truth is high pressure. Lies are low pressure. The truth dispels lies immediately, brothers and sisters. And no matter how hard they try to resist this message, they can't do it. Their arms are too short to box with God. Their resistance is evidence that we are being successful. And what the Levites are put in place to do, the Levite prophets, is we are helping speed up the time that is taken to resurrect our people. Because the resurrected nation of Islam, this sign of Jonah, is a sign that our nation is about to be born. The Levites are the first to resurrect so that we can protect Lazarus, the 144,000, the elect. Understand that there's a specific group of people that Jesus is coming for. He's not here to save everyone. He's coming for the chosen few, the elect. Those of our people who can upload the angel and make that turnaround quicker than any of the rest of our people. It says that the 144,000 follow the Lamb wherever he goes. And so this is why this sign of Jonah is so important. It sparks the war in the Middle East, because Master Fraud Muhammad is awaiting this sign for him to make his move. This wicked generation, they're awaiting this sign so that they can destroy us, because they know that the birth of our new nation means the destruction of theirs. And they want to wipe us out. However, Master Fraud Muhammad is going to beat them to the punch. He's making the move first. We are in control of everything, brothers and sisters. Understand that. And so Master Fraud Muhammad and his angels, Iran and Syria, Master Fraud Muhammad is called Michael in the scriptures. He's also known as Darius. And he has our technical marvel, which are the wills. Now the devils, they call this UFOs. There's nothing unidentified about these flying objects. These are our wills. They are hovering over their military bases and knocking out their nuclear power. Now you can go Google this. These wills move so fast, quicker than a blink of an eye. They can move underwater or up in the air. This is our sky security. This is how Master Fraud Muhammad is going to ensure that they cannot nuke up our home in the Middle East. When these devils go to hit their, eject their nuclear weapons, Master Fraud Muhammad will dismantle them, neutralize them. And this is how they're going to lose the war, brothers and sisters. Now, false Israel's president, Netanyahu, that just got put into office, have made it clear, and have been making it clear for years, that his first order of business is to ensure that Iran is not able to produce any nuclear weapons, or not able to enrich their uranium to the point of having this nuclear weapon. And it's just so crazy, because they do not understand that if Iran has a nuclear weapon or does not have a nuclear weapon, they are still about to be destroyed. False Israel is still about to go down, with or without this nuclear weapon that they are so scared of. So that just goes to show that they have nuclear weapons that they think is so big and powerful. They don't want Iran to enrich their uranium to the point of them having a nuclear weapon that's on the same level as the nuclear weapons that these Europeans have. However, it's not even about that, brothers and sisters, because Iran has made it clear that they don't plan to nuke up anything. They use their uranium for medical and science studies, research. However, they've painted this picture as if they're preparing this big nuclear weapon so that they can justify to the whole world, or have it in your mind that it's okay to attack our Iranian brothers and sisters. They will not be successful, brothers and sisters. Understand that Iran and Syria, under the direct guidance of Master Fraud Muhammad, their 12th Imam, will be the ones to move against the House Assad, America, Britain, and false Israel, and they will be destroyed and removed from the Middle East. Now, brothers and sisters, this is false Israel right here. They're sitting off on a Palestinian country. This is our land, Arabia. The House Assad, Indians, have renamed our land Saudi Arabia. They're sitting on our land. They're supposed to be our brothers. They turned on us. Supposed to be protecting our land. They tried to take it as their own. The House Assad is this green flag right here. They're the first to be removed from the Middle East. America and Britain will be removed as well. America and Britain are the ones that put false Israel into place in 1948. Remember, I explained that. Understand that America and Britain supply military power, security, and resources to false Israel. False Israel has a mirror political system or government of Britain, and they get weapons from America. The House Assad has been allowed to sit in our land, Arabia. America and Britain have been protecting the House Assad as well, giving them military aid. And the agreement is that America allows the House Assad to sit in our land because it guarantees an oil pipeline over here to the west. And so you got false Israel still in our inheritance, and Saudi Arabia still in our land, still in our birthright. They're working hand in hand with each other. They are the dragon. The House Assad is known as the dragon, and his angels are America, Britain, and false Israel. Now, House Assad is the first to be removed. America and Britain will be removed next. Excuse me, brothers and sisters. With false Israel being left alone over in the Middle East with no security, no military backing from America and Britain, they're immediately going under siege. Now, false Israel is under siege by Iran and Syria. No food, no resources coming in nor out of false Israel. Drones with cameras on it will be flying around false Israel, and the whole world will witness these devils as the savage beast that they are. They have no discipline whatsoever. And without any food, they're going to resort to cannibalism, where they're going to be eating each other. And scriptures tells you that men's hearts would be failing for fear of what's to come upon the earth. The earth is the European nations. America is witnessing what's going on over in false Israel and knows that they will be participating in cannibalism next, because famine is following this war in the Middle East, this defeat. The oil pipeline have been cut off. And so false Israel being destroyed makes it clear that we are the true seed of Abraham. We are God's chosen people. It says that once we are put in our land, we would never be uprooted again. False Israel is saying that they got led home to the promised land. They're not even sitting in Arabia. They're sitting in Jerusalem. So that's a lie right there. However, once they are uprooted from the land that they are in, that just makes it clear that they cannot possibly be God's chosen people. It says that we would go home in peace. False Israel is not at peace. They have walls all around them. They have a new president every year. They are homosexuals. If they cannot agree on nothing else, they agree on homosexuality and that being a part of their lifestyle and culture. They're devils. They're sick. They're perverted. They have no discipline whatsoever. They have fallen away from discipline, which proves that their destruction is near. Because them being in rulership depended on how their level of discipline. And with their level of discipline going down the drain, that means their rulership is going down as well. And so false Israel is under siege, and they are eating each other. They are devouring each other's flesh. This is the shock of the hour, brothers and sisters. This is the abomination of desolation. This is such a great shock because these devils have deceived the whole world. They know that we are God's chosen people. That's why they have been working overtime to steal our identity, slander our names, defame our character. They put false Israel into place in 1948 because they know that we are God's chosen people. And they tried to slide in using this Holocaust BS. None of it adds up. It's a bunch of hogwash, brothers and sisters. And you can easily see right through it as soon as you start to draw the connections. Just open up your eyes, brothers and sisters. It's so clear. And so false Israel is destroyed. We are identified as God's chosen people. Meanwhile, famine is taking place over here in America. However, let me back up a little bit, brothers and sisters, because when Iran and Syria wins the war over in the Middle East, they're back in control of our resources. They're back in control of the oil. They're back in control of our holy sites, Medina, Mecca, Jerusalem. With that being said, no more oil for America, period. The House of Saud is kicked out. You need to understand that America has transitioned from agricultural slavery to industrial slavery. We've been in the Holocaust the whole time. The time period for the Holocaust was from 1619 to 2019, 400 years. They thought that by transitioning to industrialized slavery, this industrialized complex, they thought that they was really making a genius move. They're idiots, brothers and sisters. They don't realize that anything that they do is dumb until after they do it. So they didn't set up this industrialized complex right here on the planet, for one, polluting the planet, heating up the oceans, causing global warming. Not only that, the lifeline or the bloodline of an industrial complex is oil. Without any oil, their economy crashes overnight. However, everything works in our favor, brothers and sisters, because we needed that oil to be pumped up off of our land. And which means that by them depending solely on our oil to run their economy, we are the ones in control. They thought that they were coming over strong arming our country, strong arming our land, and just taking what they wanted to. And they don't realize we needed that oil to be used up anyways. Now, one thing I didn't understand, brothers and sisters, is that this oil famine leads to famine of all types, because no oil, no diesel means that no food will be transported. So whatever is on the farmlands, whatever it might be in the warehouse, whatever small stock is there, means nothing for us, because they don't have any diesel at this point. They don't have any oil at this point to move around. And I didn't know that it takes oil to get oil. So in order for them to pump oil up off of this land or to pump oil out to sea, these oil rigs are powered by oil. Understand that in this time period of famine, they're still at war, because famine leads to the war of Armageddon, where the European nations are fighting against each other. With that being said, the military needs to eat, and they need gas and diesel for their vehicles and whatnot and their weapons, and so they get first dibs. In the time of war, in the time of martial law, the military is priority. They're the ones who get to eat. They're the ones who get to stay warm and have resources that they need, because they're the ones who ideally are on the front line fighting. And so what does that mean for us? All blacks are on the menu. Chapter 6, the third seal, identifies us as wheat, which is the saints, and barley, which is the demons. Half the black nation has been corrupted for nearly 500 years of us being raped relentlessly, nonstop. Master tried to rape our seed out of existence. I explained that. So now half the blacks in America are demons. 17 million original, 17 million are demons. Now, chapter 6 of the angel exposes the fact that they will be buying and selling us. Not only will they be buying and selling us, however, 3 quarts of barley is worth the same as 1 quart of wheat. So that identifies right there that the wheat is far more valuable than the barley. It also identifies that they're going to be buying and selling us, which the angel reveals all their dirty little secrets, because they have us classified as 3/5 inhuman in the U.S. Constitution. They're purposely keeping this 3/5 human clause in there. And with us being 3/5 inhuman, that means that we're not human at all. That means that we're animals. It's not illegal to eat animals, brothers and sisters. Understand that they have made it to where when famine hits, if you don't understand what's going on and you don't comprehend where we are at in time and what the unsealed scriptures is saying that's about to take place, because we are causing these events to take place by bringing the truth to you. It's changing this reality. Master Suleiman is bringing the quality to this transition, the quality to this change. If you don't understand what's going on, you're going to be caught up in this famine, brothers and sisters. They are going to get some of us. Scriptures makes it clear that some of our people are going to be caught up in this famine period and will be devoured. They're going to be buying and selling us. They will be picking us out like cattle at a butcher shop. Just so sick, brothers and sisters, because this whole thing about famine is a direct chastisement to them. It's a plague that had been sent to them by God. And the whole thing about famine is God said no food. Just like when you're in trouble with your parents and your parents say no dinner for the night, and they retaliate against God by eating us, by devouring us, eating our flesh. Do you understand that? God said no food. That means that they're supposed to go hungry. But they're retaliating against God and they're being insubordinate. It's just so sick and twisted, because it's like a child getting a spanking and then you're punishing your child and they turn around, grab the belt and start spanking you with it. You have lost your mind. You're definitely being chastised now. And so God said no food, period. God said famine for them, not for us. As long as you understand what's taking place and you are in step with Master Farad Muhammad and the messenger of the covenant, Master Suleiman, you are going to eat. As long as your name is registered in the Lamb's Book of Life, you're going to be taken care of, brothers and sisters. That's why we're bringing this information and knowledge to you. This famine is a chastisement for the devils, just like the plague is a chastisement for these devils. But they always try to turn their chastisement off on us. Just like with the plague, they knew that this plague was sent here for them. But what they try to do, produce a jab that would change our DNA structure so that we'd be more susceptible to catching the plague, and it would cause all type of organ damage and reproductive damage. However, they know that this plague is sent for them and passing over us. And they waited almost a year into COVID to announce on the World Health Organization that countries that are predominantly black, such as Africa and Haiti and whatnot, are not being affected by the plague. So much so they assassinated Haiti's president because he refused to give his people the jab. And we warned you about the jab. Come on now. And every time that there's a chastisement sent against them from God, they try to turn it around on us and retaliate. And that's the same thing with this famine. They're told that they're not allowed to eat, period. And they retaliate against God and being insubordinate by devouring us, God's people. That's so much deeper than a slap in the face. And then you already need to understand at this point, it's already been revealed that we are the true seed of Abraham. We are God's chosen people. So they are envious and jealous of us. They want to destroy us. They are angry with God. For one, they think God is coming back to save them. If they had any clue who Jesus truly is, they wouldn't want to have anything to do with Jesus at all. Which the false Jews say that Jesus is burning in hell in his own excrement, which means his own feces and urine. And so they secretly hate Jesus. And so, brothers and sisters, all blacks are considered food. However, the 3 barleys are thrown into America, and the wheat is brought up and secured in our new Jerusalem. Now, the Levites, the saint, the wheat, the NOI has to go through tribulations in order to complete the process of being certified. You must gain full knowledge of self before we go back home. The Levites are responsible for gathering the rest of our people that have no clue what's taking place. And the purpose of tribulations is to make sure that there is not one iota of mercy or sorrow in your heart for these devils. Once we get back home, these devils have 6,000 years worth of hell that they have to look forward to. And with our minds being so powerful, once we get back home and get back in our element, we cannot afford any of our brothers or sisters having any type of sympathy and possibly going to help these devils that will be in hell for 6,000 years. We cannot afford to operate out of the heart zone with these devils at all. We've been wearing our heart on our sleeve, and these devils have taken advantage of us every chance they have gotten. They have used our own hearts against us. And so going through tribulations is going to make sure that you gain that discipline to get up out the heart zone and operate out of the mind zone, operate based off of facts and mathematics, not feelings. And so the wheat will go through tribulations, however, not a hair on their head will be touched as long as you apply the 5 fundamental mathematical pillars of Islam, which is our shield of protection. And you will be fed. Master Farad Muhammad will be delivering manna to the nation of Islam and to the Levites. However, the Levites must unite or keep the unity and stay together and move as one unit, one body, and keep one vision. And so the three demons are thrown into America. The Christian blacks, this white demon right here, all three of these demons are barley. The white one represents Farrakhan. You can see him here in his wheelchair. The fiery red barley right here is also a demon. The demons are thrown back into America, where they will be going to war with their swine daddies during their 5-month demon plague. They want 100% ownership of America. All right, just like Kanye said, they want America for their own. They want it. They want to inherit America. And this is a 5-month war that they will not win. They will end up on the menu, on the dinner table of their swine daddies, and they will be devoured. These devils not playing any games. You have not seen these devils in a desperate position. The demons are fighting for their lives, and the devils are fighting for a meal. And so this is the result of famine. And chapter 6 tells you that we throw the 3 barleys into America and we take the wheat for ourselves. We only want the most valuable food item, if you will. And so, brothers and sisters, the sign of Jonah leads to the war in the Middle East. The war in the Middle East leads to famine. Today, the NOI broadcast is going to give a sermon on Christmas. They are hypocrites, they are liars, and everything that they say is a contradiction. All right, just a couple of weeks ago they said that don't celebrate Christmas, boycott Christmas. And then in the same breath, they're telling the audience to buy the How to Eat to Live and the rest of their literature as Christmas gifts for their family members. So you need to understand with these demons is that they want what Massa has for themselves. Farrakhan's up there saying how trillions and trillions of dollars are being spent and given to these different businesses for the holidays, in which he wants them trillions of dollars to be put in his pockets. And he's talking about donate all that or give it to black businesses and start building an economic program. And in so many words, he's saying, give it to the NOI. What you fail to realize is that not only has he dissolved $80 million worth of our assets, him and Warif Dean, known as Wallace, has completely destroyed the Nation of Islam. And then he did this between 1975 and 1980, and then he resurfaced in 1980 talking about let's rebuild the nation. And then from 1980 to 2022 have been gathering money for an economic program, and at the end of the 42 years is saying that he's not building an economic program. He's building the mind. He's for self-improvement. So what happened to all the money all these years that you have been stealing, Farrakhan? So that shows you right there that he's a liar. If you was supposed to be staying here, brothers and sisters, we know that we're not staying here. Farrakhan is staying here. However, if we were supposed to be staying here, we definitely are not going to be successful because we don't even have anything for ourselves. We haven't had anything for ourselves since the messenger departed. He's saying that we're not going anywhere. We don't have anything for ourselves at all. The very foundation of America is crumbling. So where does that leave us? And he's talking about accept reparations in these 6 states. That is an injustice. He's trying to get you to sell out. We have a whole land that we have prepared for ourselves. Preserved for ourselves, excuse me. However, he's trying to get you to accept staying here with him and his swine daddies because misery loves company. He knows he's not going anywhere. He knows that the Abrahamic covenant is for us. That's why he refuses to read the bottom line that says where our land is in between the river of Euphrates and the river of Egypt. And so he's guilty. He knows exactly what he's doing. That's why he's hiding it. And so, brothers and sisters, we have an inheritance. We have a reward. We have already paid the price. However, you have to step up to claim your reward. You must register your name in the Lamb's Book of Life, and you do that by regaining knowledge of self, uploading your God mind, applying the 5 fundamental mathematical pillars of Islam. And so I will be back with more. I hope that this is clear. Thank you for having me. Assalamu alaikum.